Hey folks, I know it's been a really long time and I'm sorry. Still, sorting through some things. Anyway, I figured since Hurricane Ian is going on, if any of you out there have ever thought about the fact that you might like to move to Florida at some point, I figured I would give you a little taste. Of course, all the other Florida bloggers are undoubtedly talking about this right now too, but I'm out here on the East Coast, but I figured I would show you what I can because this is my first major hurricane. I have not been through one yet, so things have been a little weird. I think it's about a category 2 right now, and it is just starting to get to the point where it's going to enter Orlando. Disney did close for 2 days, and Universal and all the theme parks out there. As a friend of mine put it, they are all water parks right now. So I just kind of wanted to share with you what it's going to be like here in on the East Coast. See what's going on right now. It's been raining all day, so yeah, let's go. Let's go through prep and all that good fun stuff. So first off, and please ignore all the stray cat hairballs. It's literally impossible if you own cats to get rid of the hairballs. That's his own cat window. That door doesn't actually work. It was taped shut after the previous tenant broke it, but he uses it as his little cat window, so there you go. Anyway, we've got all the cat food, and we've got lots of drinking water here. This isn't even all of it. This is just kind of the main part of it. Of course, they've got food to last them for ages, so nothing's going to hurt them there. But there's part of the storm prep thing. Again, pardon the mess. This is yet more water that I have filled up just in case the power goes out. We do run on well water out here, so we won't have any kind of power in our toilets or our sinks or anything like that. And also, up here, that sink is filled with water, just in case, things for washing and whatnot. And then I do also have some cups that are filled with water. 'Cause I have no idea. It's a gallon per person per day, I believe, is what the thing is. But then you also need toilet flushing water, hand washing, toothbrushing, all of that. I don't know how long the power is going to be out for, so I am going overboard. All my Floridian friends are going to laugh at me probably. And then here in the bathroom, once again, Bug wants to help. We've got 2 jugs of water there. I don't have a bathtub to fill, so instead I've got a bucket. That's all I've got. So I think, it's supposed to be category 1 by the time it gets up to us, if not a tropical storm. But they do worry that it's going to strengthen again once it hits the Atlantic, so I don't know how long the power will be out. So it's just better to be safe than sorry. You want to have it and not need it rather than the other way around. What do you think, buddy? Yep. Okay. I don't know if you can hear it outside yet. We're going to go outside in a second. The bulk of the storm is going to be happening overnight, so you're not actually I'm not going to be able to show you any of those super dramatic scenes that, get all the views on news. But you'll be able to hear the wind, and I've been told that it sounds like a freight train when it goes through, which I'm glad that I was told that, because otherwise I would have sat in here and thought, oh God, the house is going to fall down. And for the record, the wind speeds and whatnot out here aren't really going to be terrible. The worst of it is the fact that it's going to have been raining for hours, so the ground's going to be really soft. And if you don't know this about trees, they don't actually have roots that go super deep into the ground. They actually spread out. So when the ground is really soft and, normal wind is blowing, that can shove those trees right over because the ground's not hard enough for the roots to keep them in the ground. So we do have to worry about that. And of course, flooding. It is about, let's find out. It is just before 10 o'clock. So like I said, the storm has only just entered Orlando at this point, and I'm further northeast from that. So let's go outside, we'll take a listen to everything, see what's going on. So we are, hopefully you can hear me, we are now outside in my outdoor front porch laundry area. We've got sandbags down here because this area is just screened in. I nailed that up. It will probably be absolutely useless when the wind starts moving in, but since the rain was just pouring in through that screen, I figured something was better than nothing. But yeah, we've got sandbags down here to try to keep some of that out. My laundry machines are out here, and some of the advice was also to fill up your washing machine and leave that filled with water so that you can use that later for, whatever you need it for, preferably not drinking. I don't think that would be very good after being left out there. Oh, I just stepped in a puddle and got my socks wet. So the air conditioner's on. which blocks out some of the sound, but the wind is definitely picking up, and it has been raining pretty hard all day, which again will make it a little bit precarious in terms of trees. Oh, you can't see because it's completely dark out, but there are very large trees around the property, so that's a little bit nerve-wracking. Not a fan of that. So it's a little bit before 10:30, and we just got the message on our phones that there is a tornado warning for the area until 10:45. It could be extended. I don't know. That means that that it is likely that it will happen somewhere. Yeah, that's another thing that I didn't realize when it comes to hurricanes. Those actually also can spawn tornadoes. So, you know, if you're looking to move down here, that's something to look forward to. We shall see. It's only been half an hour since my last video, so here's hoping that the next one isn't coming from Oz. It's about 1 o'clock, and there was a reporter on the Orlando station who is up in our county, and he came to our town to report on what the weather conditions were. And these weren't his words. These are actually my housemate's words that I was just really amused by, but the sentiment's the same. It was basically that we came up here to see what was going on, but it was boring, so we left. And he did. He went to Daytona Beach instead to film there, because I guess it's more interesting in Daytona than it is here. But yeah, so it's about 1 o'clock in the morning now. I think I'm probably going to get to bed soon, because yeah, it's boring right now. There's not much to film, but I figured I would go outside and pretend to be Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel, and, you know, go out into the rain, get my outdoor light on just to see what the wind slant is, because why not make something exciting out of this. There's our light, just to give a better idea of the wind. I'm not as good as a weather station, I apologize for that. We keep getting gusts of it. It has been gusting here and there. Nothing very serious yet though. Just lots and lots of rain. Of course, you don't really want exciting when it comes to a hurricane, because exciting means that something bad's going on. One thing I have discovered is that the wind is blowing the cat door. That goes into a mostly indoor room, for the record. So that's been fun. Well, it's now about just before 4 in the morning. The wind has definitely picked up. The power has flickered several more times, but is still holding steady. This really, I realize, doesn't look any different than what I showed you at, what was it, 3 o'clock? 2? Yep, everyone still has power. Oh, now you can hear the wind better. Well, it's about 11 in the morning. The sleep was not very easily had, because every gust against the walls and the windows was really loud. And also, if you have a CPAP machine, make sure that you get a battery pack for it. That also happened to make things difficult. Every time the power flickered, suddenly I couldn't breathe. Anyway, as you can see, this is about the extent of the damage out here. Now, if you have looked at all at footage from the west side of the state, you know things got really nasty out there. Here it's just been, as you can see, a lot of small branches and things.
I guess there's something up there on the roof too. I guess the full extent of the damage won't really be seen until we get out and start looking, but I don't think it's going to be much worse than a few of these downed branches. And then there are some larger ones in the backyard, and I don't know what's on the roof, but so far it hasn't been too bad, thankfully. And the power has stayed on the whole time other than flickers, which I am extraordinarily thankful for.
About 5:30. Figured I'd come out and see what's going on. This guy has been in my little enclosed area all night. I don't know how close I can get before he freaks out. Yep. He usually sleeps in here, so he lucked out. There he goes. So about 5:30 in the evening. Lots of downed branches and such. Come out here around the back. There's a lot more out here, but they're all in shades of green, so you can't really see. Okay. Got some stuff going on back there, too. So, there's some decent sized branches, but they're all still on the small side. Enough that them falling on the house isn't actually going to hurt anything. So, several days later, I'm real great at getting things out on time, but this whole time I thought that things were boring up where I was, and it turns out we actually just got really, really lucky. Just even less than a quarter of a mile from where I'm living right now, people's yards are lakes. They're flooded out, they have no power. I was completely blown away. I really thought that up here we had gotten almost nothing because, as you saw from the footage, you know, we had some wind gusts and we certainly had lots of trees down. And then seeing footage of Daytona Beach, they got flooded. If you've probably already seen footage of that. It was insane. I had no idea until I went out exactly how lucky we got here because it's crazy. So I had to refilm my my closing video because the original one was just, well, nothing happened, and it turns out a lot did happen. It's just that somehow our little section of the street got almost nothing. So I am extremely thankful. And of course there is a bit of that, I hate to use the word survivor guilt in this, but it is one of those things where you're super grateful that you came out of this okay, but then you look and see what everybody else had to go through, and it's just, there are no words. If I can find links to places where you can donate to help these people rebuild, get their lives back together, I will put that down in the description. That was Hurricane Ian. It was my hurricane starter pack. Here's hoping this is the worst that it gets. So, I will see you guys hopefully sooner than 7 months. Take care.